and set it before them. And he stood by them under the tree while they ate. They said to him, "Where is your woman Sarah?" And he said, "They're in the tent." Then one said, "Not go fetch her so she can be a part of this conversation." Okay. "But I will surely return to you in due season, and your woman Sarah shall have a son." And Sarah was listening at the tent entrance behind him. Are you picturing the scene? There's something important being said about Sarah, and she's in the tent like a child listening to what's being said about her, right? Now, Abram and Sarah were old, advanced in age. It had ceased to be with Sarah after the manner of women. So Sarah laughed to herself, saying, "After I'm old and my husband is old, shall I have pleasure?" Anyway, the Lord said to Abraham, "Why did Sarah laugh and say, 'Shall I indeed bear a child now that I'm old?' Is anything too wonderful for the Lord? At the set time, I will return to you." He's still talking to Abraham, right? This is all about Sarah's uterus, and he's talking to Abraham. "At the set time, I will return to you in due season, and Sarah shall have a son." But Sarah denied, saying, "I did not laugh," for she was afraid. He said, "Oh, yes, you did laugh." I just find it really fascinating that over and over and over, when we just take a very slow, deep breath, slow trotting through, we see this way of behaving, right? That men get to be the ones having the important conversations. Women, even when it's about a woman, even when the conversation is about the fact that a year from now, this miraculous thing, a woman in her old age, is going to give birth. It's not even about these two men. It's about this thing that God is going to do with or through Sarah. And Sarah's in the other room like a child having to listen to it. And then when she hears about this miraculous, ridiculous thing for a 90-year-old woman to be giving birth, and she laughs at the ridiculousness of it, and then isn't sure if, when the guy asks why she laughs, if he's going to judge her, critique her, and she denies it because she's afraid. Like, there are so many elements of this story about, judgment, about this element of competitiveness for women, expected of women in terms of their production of children, the uneasiness of not knowing that she's safe to be herself, her genuine reaction is being critiqued and judged, and it's canonical. So we have this very brief, she's beyond words at this idea, and someone's like, "Why did you laugh at that? Do you not know the power of God?" Or whatever the context is. And it just makes me really uncomfortable for her that she doesn't get to just have whatever her reaction is. That was an honest reaction. And why are you judging her for it? And why are you, and she knows enough to be scared that her honest reaction isn't safe. Do you hear what's happening in this story? Do you see the layers of issues here? What's going on between those two that they can't be honest and open up the conversation to include that person? What's at stake here? What kind of power dynamic is going down here? Why can't the messengers, or why can't they just come up to Sarah and say, "Hey, Sarah, guess what's going to happen?" No, it has to be a conversation between the men, right? So ancient ideologies, ancient contexts, patriarchal, controlling the narrative, controlling power conversations are what's going on here. I am critiquing it because I just saw it happen this weekend, right? Or I just saw it happen last week. That's why I'm critiquing it. Not critiquing an ancient perspective or ancient cultures just because they are what they are. I'm critiquing them because they still play out in my world. And I want you to see it here so that you can have some grappling with seeing it in your own lives or around, or in other lives around you, right? That's why I'm critiquing an ancient text. Okay. What else needs to be said about this?